Welcome back to the Medtech Snapshot, the one question, one answer digest podcast, where we cover all things medical device. With me today is a good friend of mine. He's been on the podcast before, so this is certainly not his first rodeo, Bill Colone. Bill, we're going to talk about really two things today, both kind of in the startup world, but one, how do you identify that need? And then how do you actually build a company around that need? And then the second piece is, as you're building up that company, how do you leverage good partnerships? Organizations like contract manufacturers, CDMOs, consultants, to actually help you scale that business and go in the right direction. So stay tuned. I'd love to have you think back for a moment on the entirety of your career. And can you think about a moment where that one moment really became kind of a catalyst for moving you forward in your career and kind of to where you are today? So it really, because of that moment, became a huge pivot or create a huge opportunity. Is there anything that kind of comes to mind like that?
Yeah, two are significant, literally. And I know I've told this story before. The first week that I went to work as a process engineer, my boss, who was one of the smartest guys I've ever known, told me to develop and work the network. And that helped me immensely because I did that for 11 years. But what really got me over the edge was being able to put myself in a position where I could take the risk. I had offers a few times to go do startups, but I have a solid paycheck, I have benefits. These startups are risky, but finally, literally deciding to do the first startup after just thinking about it for one day. So I got a proposal handed to me on a Sunday, and I knew if I thought about it for 2 weeks, I'd probably chicken out and not do it. Sure. So I went into my job the next day and resigned, gave 2 weeks notice. So I think literally just having the guts to hop in and be all in on that catapulted me. It happened to be with a very famous cardiovascular surgeon. So that was really the defining moment. Without him, none of this would have happened.
So when you think back to that moment, you chose to, if what I'm taking away here is you chose to leave a larger organization and go into a pretty early stage startup. What was that transition like?
I was the only employee.
Oh, wow.
There was no company. It was on a Sunday, I was handed, a stock option agreement and a shareholder agreement. And it was three of us, a business person, this physician, and myself, starting the company. They basically were providing the financing and support. And then the rest, all the technical work, was me. So we had that company for 11 years before we sold. For the first 7 years, I was the only employee. So wow. I won Employee of the Month, 84 consecutive months. I used to tell everybody that'll be a record that's never broken.
Yeah.
And, but that's how we did it. And we were very lean. We made a lot of progress very, very quickly with very little funding. Did 2 significant deals before we exited. So that was a great success story.